Hello, my name is Thomas Ngarajola. I'm the head instructor for Shihan Self-Defense Centers. The name of the art that we teach is Shihan Kempo Karate. I'd like to welcome you to our blue with green stripe video. This is the sixth tape in a series of 11 tapes designed to support the teachings from your instructor as a follow-up. Let's get started with the 8-point blocking. Each rank we've done something different. Now it's time to have some freedom. Whether you're doing the open or the fist block, do any strike you want. Before we had set strikes. Here, any strike you want. Can you kick? Oh, for number 3, roundhouse. Number 4, you do spinning back. Number 5, you can do a hammer. 6, you can do a chop. 7, hooking motion. 8, axe kick. It doesn't really matter. You can be free with it. And each time you don't have to have your own set counters. You can be something different. You block poke, block chop, block knee strike, block reverse crescent, block spinning back, block snap kick, whichever. Be free with it. You're probably doing this already. Now be very spontaneous with it. You can do it for moving around too. Next technique is the wing block and the monkey block. I'd like to have my assistant Peter come out so I can demonstrate them for you. Okay, when you're doing the monkey block, when you get combination 1, you'll see it. Basically, if somebody strikes in, you're coming in. A 8 block would knock him away. The monkey block pulls him in. It's a pulling motion. Let's do it right from here with this hand here. It's here, so you can see what we're doing here, and I'm just kind of hooking him in, right bypassing me. And I'd be doing some things to him. Again, from here, you yield, and it kind of pulls right in. See his balance? Again, and right in. Don't try to just catch it right at the end, just like this. It's a big sweeping motion, all protection, and then it comes in. You're gonna, wherever his strike is from, up over here, you're gonna just bring it into over here. So if he punched over in this quadrant over here for some reason on me, I can just bring it in, maybe go into arm bars, different things of that. That's the monkey block. In the air, looks just like that. The wing block, you see boxers that kind of move their arm up like that. The wing block is the karate version of that. You just bring your arm kind of up here. You're going ready to block and you got caught between blocks. From here, boom, you might turn, boom, add something to it. We'll get to that later. From here, the other side, the wing block just comes up, boom. Little body turn. It's very slow motion. Boom. Whatever you do from it later on is up to you. Right in here, the radius, the ulna. So the ulna is underneath, done with the ulna right in here. Boom. Thank you, Peter. So the wing block in the air, this looks like this. Looks a little awkward possibly when you hear like this. If you're in a fighting position like this, it works pretty good. If somebody goes to push you, you deflect and you strike. And then you got the monkey right in here. You can play around with these. The monkey works very good going back, and also the wing block too that way. And don't forget to move forward and backwards when you're doing your 8-point blocking with all different strikes. We definitely want you to be on your green belt test very spontaneous with the 8-point blocking with all different strikes. Twisting, open, closed. Practice well, practice often. Next, I'd like to do the hand strikes with a blue with green stripe. You already might have some of these hand strikes early from your instructor. The first one is called a tiger's mouth. So we call it a Y strike. From here, basically what you're going to be doing, if your thing is very firm, is striking into the neck region. It could be as a physical strike, or as part of a grab, or part of a move that's going to work into something. So from here, the tiger's mouth is right in here. It'll be with the right hand and with the left. So here, here. Could also be done across the back, kind of for sweeping motions, but primarily it's done right from the front. So here, so he throws some punch and you just kind of block. I'm going to be doing it to the back because that's just where we ended up, or to the side. Or from here, just turn right this way so you can see it. Comes in, boom. What you do afterwards is different maneuvers. In fact, a long time ago I learned a move called offering the white ape a cup of wine. Some of the kung fu moves have some very fancy names. All it is blocking this punch here, coming right in. I guess that would be the offering right there. Names aren't that important, it's how well you do it. So this is the tiger's mouth. Boom, right in. You'll see that in some of the moves coming up. Tiger palm to the groin is you got your palm strike to the face, you hold it this way. To the midsection, sides of the body, this way. When you go to the groin, it fits better this way. Perhaps you know this already, or if right now, just make sure you have it here. Right against the pubic bone and smashing the groin right in. Keep your fingers back. If you want to go into seizing, dropping into the leg. In fact, many times when you're fighting, this is set up with something of that nature for takedowns, going into the grappling maneuvers. So the tiger palm to the groin, this edge right in here. It's not just your arm, watch the body. Right in there. And then from there, you do what you're doing. From here, as you can see it coming in, boom, just switch your feet the other way. So from here, just gonna make sure you can see it here, right in, not this way, you'd hurt your fingers, right in, tiger palm. So you get the tiger, the palms to the face, and right in. Just to get you to know the difference between a palm heel strike and a tiger claw. A palm heel strike is very linear, and you just hit in straight. Tiger claws hit, and then the fingers come in, and it's more of a heavier motion coming down that way. So this right here, just hitting this way, kind of reversing that whole kind of motion. The next thing is the snow leopard. Not the roundhouse elbow, remember from the earlier tape? Is that, and it's a very good strike. The snow leopard, from the wing buck, the ulnar in here, you're going to be using not your elbow, the forearm, right in this area right here. Coming maybe right into the base, I don't know if we can get that right in here. Right in this way here, or right in here. So it's with the edge part. The part where you do your 3 blocks and 4 blocks, right in here, like this. And from this side right here, so you can see it, coming in. Many times you do it with techniques when you're grabbing first. Snow leopard works great when you're using that part of that takedown, and we talked about that before, whatever you're doing. Right in here. The roundhouse elbow is a good strike, the snow leopard a little bit different. Spinning back fist, make sure you set it up. You set up this side, and then you turn and hit with this side. Many times when you swing this way, people tend to see how he did it. He stepped that way a little bit. You would turn and set him up. Then from there, you might go into a lockout move, a throw, whatever you're doing from there. So the spinning back fist looks just like that. In fact, if you ever watch kickboxing on TV, you almost see one of these techniques for in each round. So from here, he blocks, and then I come and hit. If he doesn't block, then he gets hit twice. He gets hit here, and he hits there. A lot of times when I do my spinning back fist, I change up the heights. So this one would be high, and I'll change it, instead of a back fist right here, to a hammer. And that's great because then it sets up for a lot of throws that come later. So either way, thank you, Peter. Either way that you do that, high or low, that's fine. Put these in combinations with your pass strikes and work on some routines. The axe kicks that are taught the rank of blue with green stripe. Forward and reverse. These are many times overlooked techniques. They require a little bit of flexibility, but if you set it up right and you work on your stretching, it's a technique that'll work very well for you. So from here, when you do the techniques, the reverse axe kick, reverse crescent kick from before, well, when you get to that point, almost right down the middle of my body here, then you crank it down. So that's reverse axe kicks, forward axe kicks, or like your regular, remember your regular crescent kicks? Well, from here it comes in and comes down. So you have from out to in, and then from in to out. So have Peter come out so you can see them on the body. That's the best way for you to be able to demonstrate the applications here. What you're going to be doing, if you were going to do the reverse axe kick, works very good from here. You're sparring, whatever you're doing. I call it hiding behind the mountains. Come back this way a little bit. Kind of keep him hidden. You can stay up from here. I set it up maybe with something here and here. See my footwork? 1, 2, and then I bring this in, and I'll come right down. Maybe right across his face or down this way. So from here, just one quick flow here, straight in. From here, from the other side, so you can see that. I'll do it slow. However you get there is not that important. You could be wrestling with the person, he shoves you, and all of a sudden, whoosh. Reverse crescent kick is good. The axe kick just ends a little early. I like to come down right into this position here. So from here, maybe you did a little stun kick. Remember before I said a little flexibility, a little stretching, but a little setting up to make it very easy. In fact, that's a very lethal technique, even in the street and county. Stun to the lower part of the body, his head comes down, boom, right down. Excellent way to set up the reverse axe kick. The forward axe kick, maybe keep him busy with some punches, and you just come in and right through that way. So you're forward, boom, and then from the same side, you reverse. Be very careful. I'm tapping Peter in the face and my collarbone in the neck region, but he's not getting hurt. Thank you, Peter. So when you do the forward and reverse axe kicks, it's excellent to hide it behind the shoulder. It's excellent work for your body. It's a technique that if you work on, it'll be a tool available for you when you need it. Next, I'd like to work with you for a moment is the sweeping takedowns from the rank of blue with green stripe. I like to separate them. You'll be getting in a few minutes in the combinations. I'd like you to isolate them so you see them so you can use them in your reactionary techniques. The first one is the head twisting. Whenever you get a hold of the head, he came and grabbed you, you blocked, you struck his head. Just wherever the head goes, the body's going to follow. It's a simple martial art rule, but one that if you learn, it'll work very well for you. Not so much the arm strength. He comes in, I get a hold of his head, and it's my body doing the twisting. From here, it could be head twisting coming up this way, turning and coming back. Doesn't always have to be just pulled towards you and towards your center and down. It could be all different ways. It could be from here and almost straight back and over. Head twisting. Be very, very careful when you're working with your partner. Anytime if Peter felt I was hurting his neck too much, he would tap on his side. It's a very lethal technique, so you gotta be very, very careful when you're practicing the head twisting, or your partner will get hurt, and that's not what we're here for. The major reaping, I hinted towards before, you can use the tiger's mouth, or any type of head region strike, but it was taught to me by my original Kempo instructor with the tiger's mouth. This foot goes this way, this hand goes that way. Two opposing motions. You don't have to lift this up so high, like you're doing an axe kick or something. Just get it up so you get a little height and get a little work going in it. Boom. Notice, my body weight was going that way, he was going that way. Let's do that again. From here, boom. What you don't want to happen, and the reason why I isolated this knowledge for you, is I don't want to have you get so caught up in the move later you're learning, and your body does this. And you're sweeping correctly with not enough power. Or you sweep him down, but your body went forward. Now, if I'm moving the same direction, it's easy for him to hold on to me. If I sweep him, and I'm moving in a different direction than him, it's going to be a little bit harder for him to kind of latch on to me. Remember, you can also do this in the opposite direction. You're fighting with somebody, maybe you snow leopard him into the back, see that right there? And then you come in, boom, and take down like that. All different ways to maneuver. You can, come in, just say you went to do this, but your foot somehow didn't make it this way and you went in front of him. You just go into the head twist. All different ways to do it. Thank you, Peter. So when you're practicing drill, just go up, and down, and practice all the different ways. In fact, we'll be doing a reactionary drill in a few minutes that you'll get to see that. I'd like to work with you on number 3 pinyon, the form taught at the rank of blue with green stripe. Let's get started. I'll do it facing you, I'll do it facing away, I'll have Peter come out, we'll do some of the application, then we'll do it again. You can learn from this, but this tape was really designed to support the teachings from your instructor. So don't jump too far ahead of your instructor. He knows the pace you should be working at. Bow. block, 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 I want to do a little bit of a walkthrough pace there, so in case you just had a quick question in your mind which way a turn should be, you can use it that way. Now I'm going to do it a little slower and facing away so you get a different angle. And I'll be doing a little bit more talking. From position, bow, exhale. Right here, you're getting into your yang channels here. We'll be talking about that later. Breathe in, your whole body collects. Root. Turn, the 3 block, and the 2 block. Pine tree position, block and a strike, block and a strike. You sense something, you hear something, turn, block, block, double move, double move. Those could be blocks or strikes, or wrist lock escapes. You sense something coming, block, with a thrust punch right there, falling leaf block, step in, ridge hand, hooking of his leg, turning, wham, stepping in, low thrust punch, open up, here's that wing block, notice my left leg, how it moves, turn, in, open up, here, visualize. The key in the forms, working on your stances, your visualization, your breathing, your body position. Don't be like this. Right down your center line. Mind the head. Look. Drop. Jump. Strike. Strike. Block. We'll have my assistant Peter come out so we can work on some of the application. This will be just some of the potential application. In the beginning, this is just a rooting exercise, and the instructor will be talking at length with you, but basically the yang channels of your body run along the outside, you're focusing, activating them, and you're focusing in on the yin channels of your breathing, and then the rooting on the out. From here, actually as far as the physical movements, maybe he's throwing a punch. I don't know what punch really he's throwing. And I block and I block. Or he throws this hand and he throws that hand. Whatever I'm doing, I'm just passing one block to the next. Remember in the previous tape the way the spinning dragon Kempo worked when he punches? Like that? Well, kind of this works the opposite way. Right in here. Now from here, why are you coming to this pine tree stance? It's a kind of a mathematical problem. If you can get power and technique from this position here, how much more can you get from here? Still added, you see a lot of martial artists, and we also practice, the very, close-in punches. Those are great, but if we have the distance, we'll take it. So we want to learn how to control our body weight. So from here, he comes in, boom, and he maybe throws that hand, I block, and I strike. When I'm here, he might not be throwing his hand, or he could be throwing his hand, and I see how I kind of clicked him into the jaw and came back. Or maybe now he throws this hand. I block, and I come in this way. Or he could be grabbing on my arm, and I could be getting rid of his arm. There's all different applications, and all that application also is the same on this side. So it'd be just the same, thing working that way. The next maneuver, as he comes in, I'll be blocking and throwing of a thrust punch. Try to hide this thrust punch right under, boom, and in here. The next maneuver, you're protecting a potential kick or an actual kick. A lot of times you hear me use the word presence. So this hand, when it's here, has a presence down here. It can be used as a grab, a trap, a strike, a guard, an actual block, deception, whatever. So I use the word presence a lot. Make sure you know what I mean by that. Come in here, could be sick, could be raking his face, coming in, striking into this region in here. I could be just coming out with some sort of block and then coming into a back fist. Well, if this foot's forward a little bit, I could be from in here, after I strike here, his body weight's coming down, yanking his leg out, and then hitting him before he falls. You know, it's up to you what you want to visualize. There is some leeway in the form. So from here, he comes in, you know, boom, pull, or blocking, hitting. Now let's say the next motion he's on the floor, or before he falls, he starts to fall, boom, getting him in, or if he's actually on the floor from your sweeping of his leg and you hit him in the head, then down in here. The next sequence, and it's all right to, you know, turn the VCR off, go back, practice something, turn it back on. Don't try to catch it all in one breath. I'm down here low, he comes in with a grab motion, boom, I open up. Watch that again. From here low, boom, keep him getting his eyes in here, and a good kick. From here, after I kick him, maybe he throws a punch, I block, maybe he throws another punch, I block, and then I do the double strike. Remember, this is just a technique to work on. You do 10 reps on your partner, and he does 10 reps. Learning how to shift to control your balance. If Peter was going to come at me and try to attack me, I got to be able to control him. Before I can control him, I got to control myself mentally and physically, and that's what the forms are about. On the other side, you're doing the same thing. I could be setting up. He might not even be coming at me. He could be looking at my hands, and I could be kicking him low. His head could come down. I could be hitting him here, hitting him there, hitting him there. It could be all hits. That's up to you. On the other side, you could be doing the same thing. Come here, kicking. From here, he throws that hand. I kind of grabbed it. I snuck it in there. See, I snap it here. Then he comes back with the other punch. I block, and then I wham right in there. You can change the hand strikes a little bit when you're playing around with your partner, but in the form it is basically this way. After you send him back, the next sequence, you drive to the solar plexus, seize his head, come in with the elbow strike. If you want to sneak the snow leopard in, you can do that. From here, come on the other side, Peter. Now he's coming towards the back. I block, presence, guard, deception, wham, an elbow strike, wherever. From here, cross it front, do another elbow. This is important. Watch, I hit him with the elbow as I leave the ground. Wham! A lot of people think it's as you land. It's as you leave the ground, right there. That sequence can work. You're in here, you grapple with somebody, and so you can see this good. I elbow him in the head. Boom! Elbow him here. Bang! Elbow him there. Boom! In the form, it's done in a linear line, because that's the form. But you can use it like in an arcing motion. Towards the end, you strike him in the rib. Turn this way. You strike him here. You strike him there. He goes to grab you, or he goes to collapse on you, and you strike him right up. So that last sequence from here is pop, 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 boom, right in, and you do your bow. Thank you, Peter. When you're doing your form, you practice the form, you get it down, you practice the application. Maybe on boards, maybe on bags, definitely with a partner, practicing it over and over and over. Now I'll do 3 pinion, kind of a regular pace for you. And just think about the possibilities of the application I presented. And see if you can see, in my mind, what I'm thinking, because I'm going to be thinking about different things. Practice 3 pinion often with all your other forms. Don't neglect one form over another. I'd like to work with you combination number 1. As your attacker comes in, you do that monkey block. Come in. If you want to be raking, you can come in. Seizing. As this seize comes in, this strike hits with a tiger, and then a chicken wrist coming back and across. Make sure his head is off balance. When I go to sweep him, I don't want him to be upright, because he can throw me back. I want his head to be back and off, and then I sweep him, and then from here, I can punch to the rib cage, and then chop to the neck. Or if I happen to be up this way more, I could punch in the head, and then chop across the neck. You are in control wherever you happen to be. If you're here, then you're there. If you happen to be over here more, over there, you won't know until you're doing it. That's the beauty of our art. There's variances for what goes on. Again, combination number 1. He comes in. There's that reap from before. Strike. Get the arm up here to protect against the legs. Have a presence here. Let's do it on the left side. He comes in so you can see it. There I am. I'll do it slow in case there's anything you want to see. Hit here. Hit there. Notice I was off balance. I only put my leg behind him once he's off balance. Strike. It's a very dangerous strike when you hit to the throat. You be very careful. If you happen to lose him, then you just grab him here and go like this. But do try to keep him here in a good solid position. And when you hit here, you can jerk up on his arm a little bit and then hit here, right across the neck region. Be careful. You're responsible for what you're doing with these moves. If you want to hit him here and there, you can change it up a little bit. You have to kind of eventually learn how to match your defense with what goes on. Kind of a side note, a lot of times when I'm working with students, I'll have them do reactionary drills, and sometimes work on hurting the bad guy a lot, sometimes by hurting the bad guy hardly at all. Work on those differences. If all your techniques are always kill, 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 that's all that's going to come out. Work on defense by not hurting, and defense by little hurting, and a lot hurting. Combination number 10. As your attacker comes in, I shouldn't even say the word attacker, as your partner comes in, because the combinations aren't meant to be used full-fledged in a total fight. You might just use one part of it. Like in that combination 1 before, I could be grappling here with him, knee him here, and then just sweep him. See how I got his head back? I kind of hook the arm up, whichever way. So your partner comes in, and you block. When you're blocking, if you want these fingertips to go across his eyes, you can do that, or you can just do a nice strong block. These hands can be raking across his eyes, but main thing the hand is here has a presence in case his other hand comes in, boom, then you whack in. But when we actually do the combination, it's block, and then our arm just comes shooting right in, if he's a nice, helpful partner. Ridge hand in. Now as his head comes down, see how low his head is? My next motion is going to be a hooking ridge that takes his head all the way around, right close to my center. Let's do it again from this angle over here. But actually, let's do it from this side. I want you to watch how my hand goes up near Peter's head after my ridge to the groin. See how quick it comes up? From here, block, and I'll be catching his head on the way down. I'll be knocking it back up, keeping it very close. Not out here. Out here, I'll lose him. Keep it close. Chop straight to the rib cage. Then chop to the solar plexus, and then open up, possibly injuring his arm, throwing the arm out, holding it if you want, chopping across the neck. I heard something many years ago that I'd like to impart upon you, but this is very particular knowledge, so let's just keep it, not everybody knows about it. This is supposed to be injuring his rib cage, making it harder for him to take future breaths, knocking any air that's in there out, and then doing a technique called sealing the breath, which is hitting the neck. You could hit the neck the first time. These techniques are designed, you might just be talking to him, and he's still fighting you. You got to match your technique with what goes on. Let's do it on the other side, and let's do it lefty. It should not matter right or left side on the combinations. Block, in, turn. See, I got his head as a strike. I'm also tugging here as I come around. 1, 2, throw it out. His arm is out there. Wham! Right across the neck. Thank you, Peter. When you're doing these techniques, there's so much self-defense knowledge that's inside these things. You have to work them righty, lefty, constantly. Once you think you know the combination, work on it more. Many times do it once you get the initial block off. Do with your eyes closed, so you get to feel the body contouring of exactly where your hand should be and what your body should be doing. Make these combinations part of you. They're the patterns of our system that will help you out later on in closing the gaps, getting the takedowns, and on the floor techniques. Tempo maneuvers for this rank. The first one is called the snow leopard. What you're going to be doing is you're going to be blocking, bypassing, temple strike, snaking around to the neck. There comes that snow leopard strike, the leopard strike we talked about before. Boom, right here, right across the back. Like that Peter attacked me right from this, coming in his way, Pete, so the camera can see this. Now, here, hit, hook, right in. Now, why would you want to be crossing? Well, maybe I'm fighting this guy over here. I just kicked him, and all of a sudden he's coming in, and I got caught up. Or I was maneuvering, I was going to switch from this side to that side, and just as I was doing it, he came in. Get his head moving away, and from there, you come to the bottom of the neck, grabbing the pressure point right here. The way to get that pressure point, take the edge of your hand, put it in the middle of his neck, and grab. And here, he punches, boom. Sometimes you do the technique, the person's moving so much that when you turn here, you end up hitting him almost practically in the face. That's all right. Let's do it lefty, block. Also, this is a strike right here when I do this maneuver right here. Boom, hit, and if he's too tall, pull the head back, hit here, or wherever. If you have to follow him, and you hit him because he's moving away, you step towards him, whichever way. It's a good technique to work on all different ways. The flying knees is the next one. It's got the head twisting in it. He comes at us, he could be coming at us like that. The technique is traditionally taught off of just a regular punch, boom, boxing of the ears. Very dangerous technique. Could be fatally injuring him, making him deaf, so be very careful. You could be a little low, you can injure the jaw, take off the blood supply to the neck. Be very careful. Hold the neck, whatever foot is back, one knee, other foot, another knee, take his head, don't have this away from you. See this distance here, this is not good. Have it close, and throw him. We've been doing a lot of head throws. I try to keep the knowledge, each belt rank, the same throughout. Not a lot of high fancy maneuvers. I try to keep it in the technique so you can kind of see how they would be working. See, you're going to the eyes, you block. That block can also be a strike when he comes in. In. One knee. Other knee in the air. Throw. You can throw him away. Or another way to do it, come in with your left hand. We'll show another way to do it. Block. Hit. One knee. Two knees. Go straight down. More down this way. Keep him closer to you. You can want to, maybe you want to have him right here. Maybe you want to throw him into the lake. Whichever way you want to do it. Thank you, Peter. So you have your snow leopard and the flying knees. Very important when you're doing the flying knees. When you hit here, you can't dump them that way. Whatever knee's up, it has to be that way for the proper body flow. These techniques are designed to teach you where to strike with your body, where to land, and how to leverage your weight. So that when you later on using the reactionary techniques, they'll work well for you. Get right into the defense maneuvers from grabs, the jiu-jitsu techniques, shoulder grabs. Notice each belt rank, we did different things. Wrist grabs, back grabs, front grabs, side headlocks, all different things. Now, shoulder grabs. Type of shoulder grabs we're talking about. Somebody grabbing your shoulder here, maybe they're getting ready to punch you, maybe they're locking on, doing different things. So, here we go. So from here, when you're doing this technique here, I mean, very simply, the first one could be just to lift your arm up, and side kick them. That's the obvious one. I think we'll get a little bit more technical than that on the video for you here. Just turn this way here. Maybe, you're standing here, I'm talking to you, whatever, all of a sudden somebody seizes my arm. A lot of times, the reaction when somebody grabs you like this, and they start pulling, is to fight them. But if you go towards him when he pulls you, you throw him off balance because he's not expecting that. So the yin and yang tell us to, when we get pulled, go with it. So from here, somebody pulls us. This hand is going to come across, guarding my face. I'm going to try to touch his hand, but only as a focal point. The main thing is guarding my face in case that hand gets off quick. This is the enjoyable part of the tape because this is where we get to take all the set techniques in this system up to this point and show you how they could be working. So from here, now let's say he doesn't throw the punch. Let's say you're really fast. This would be here. Notice how I'm moving in towards him. Because he pulled me. He pulls. Boom. This hits his neck. This rakes. This wraps up. This chops. This grabs. See the snaking right there? Knee. Takedown. and then lock it in right behind there, and he's tapping the floor, which is a signal that I got the lock. If I didn't have it, he wouldn't tap, then I get in there, and we're all set. From here, I can do whatever I want to him, basically. Talk to him, run, leave, do more strikes. Let's do that again. I'm minding my own business. And now watch this. His head's down, his head up, and I'm right in position. Here, I can do the one combination from before. Let's do that from the other side so you can see what's going on. Here, this hand gets here. Get in there close. Even if you did nothing else, just got close, his punch isn't going to have much. You'll be in this position in here to do something. From here, chop, knee. Now I can go from this position, when I was here like this, I could turn this way if I wanted to, if he was too far down. Whichever way I want to do it. So from here, or I can keep him up by elbowing him in the head face region, and then sweeping, the crane hooking hand coming in. I could be going into some lockups, whatever I want to do from there. As far as working against the punch, if his hand comes right there, see how my hand came over there? Then I can go right into an arm bar. From here, boom, boom, I can just start striking him and do whatever I want to do from there. Let's say here, he doesn't throw the punch yet. He doesn't throw the punch yet, now he throws a punch. I can go into these maneuvers, whichever. Another quick shoulder idea, maybe somebody's got your arm kind of, pinned up this way and then maneuvering. You can do elbow shots in here. Somebody's got a good, feel like this. A lot of times what you can do is just simply do a quick strike, shoot your arm down and get it free, and then come in and do some maneuvers. So from here, he's got my arm and he's got me. I might quickly hit him in the back. From this direction, he thinks I'm going to try to come this way. Maybe I quick kick him, boom, and the whole thing here, when he's got my arm, just hold on to my arm, is that I don't try to free my arm any other way but down. See my body weight? And then I come in and do whatever, as you can see that little pin there, whatever I'm doing. Thank you, Peter. I can go on for 2 hours about shoulder grabs. I just want to orientate you to a couple ideas. Take these ideas, take from the instructors, take when you're working out with your peers in the class, and multiply techniques from there. That's the beauty of our system. There's no set grab techniques. All the set techniques we've done up to this point. Now the rest of the tape is the reactionary stuff that you can go with your own flow. That's the whole basis of the Kempo. Get into the club defenses. Each rank we did downward club, cross clubs. Now we're going to get into some called a poking club. Perhaps somebody could be coming at you like this. Somebody's coming at you, they want to swing at you and they're coming back at you. It could also be something that's kind of maybe sharp. It could be the back end of a, for your jack in your car. It can be sharp. Somebody could be poking at you. So it's maybe not a knife, but something sharp. Could be, all different ideas. So from here, first, when somebody's poking something, you always have the option of deflecting, coming in, striking, seizing. Handle the club, but handle the real problem, which is him. Take out from between the thumb and the hand here like this, and you can do whatever you need to do. So all I did right there was just got my body out of the way, very quickly, passed the hands, came in, and locked. It's always an option when you're doing your techniques. Another one, come with the other hand so you can see, is to boom, use some kicking techniques. From here, you could be going right into his elbow. If you had to, I guess you can kick the weapon, but it's always better, if you don't know what the weapon is, to kick the elbow. So from here, just in, whoosh, right in from there. Or you could just, knock it off to the side, and then, come right in and seize right into there. You could be dropping to the floor, doing lockups, wherever else. You got him pretty much in here. Also, somebody can go out with a two-handed sort of poking maneuver. You can do the same things before, or you can, you know, change up your techniques a little bit and press. From here, you could be hopping up to the side and just kicking him and striking him. That'd be like right in here like this. A simple idea would just be to get behind, come up, and break, because he's putting both hands on the weapon. He's really showing his card, so to speak. I could be up here and throwing right over. Lots of different ideas. Thank you, Peter. The whole idea is to work on many defenses. Keep your fingers free. Be better for your legs to get hit than your hands to get hit. Work on it. Some of your defenses you might come up in class will be excellent. Some won't be so good. The whole idea is to experience the techniques and get used to doing it, not just always a club coming that way. Let's get started on the knife techniques. I implore you not to practice with a real knife. Every martial artist sometimes gets the fantasies of practicing with a real knife. Don't do it. Toes can get hurt, somebody else can get a little cut, or somebody can get seriously hurt. If you want to challenge yourself, make sure to do in my dojo, we have a red ink pad and a black ink pad, and you can just take the edge of the knife, dip into the ink pad, and then do your knife fighting, freestyle knife fighting, knife versus barehanded, or your set knife techniques, and you can see what will be happening. No need to work with a real one. We'll be working with a rubber one, just so that you can see that you can get in. When you work with a knife, you don't, like, just say if I'm doing a technique, I go, here, Pete, your turn. You know, don't throw the knife. Have respect of the knife, so that if you're doing a technique and it's his turn, hand it to him as if it was the weapon, and you'll start to have that mentality. You shouldn't treat it as a plaything, and that's what it is. Now, I believe we're going to be doing the downward defenses. So most time people come downwards, it could be coming down like this. They could be coming down this way too, but you know, most people have the fear of somebody trying to really drive something into their skull or something of that nature. There's different techniques here. I had a student one time who actually defended himself with a very simple technique against a knife. It went like this: block, knee strike, and he ran. I had another student who got attacked with a knife many years ago. It was like this, and I believe his technique was just block, grab, kick, and he ran. The techniques can be quite simple, and those are the obvious ones, because you know, you're from white belt, you've been doing your basic strikes, and keep those in mind. From here, on a good downward defense one, a good one to work on is put your hands up, but you don't know how long this distance is, so you don't really want to be fighting with him. Okay? So from here, just bypass and let it come into his own kind of, you know, leg groin region. Take this hand, come back, knock him out, side kick, and then run very fast. There's no shame in running at all. So from here he comes down, and you run. Notice I didn't really put my hands on the knife. From here, in, kept this hand in here, knocked him out, kept this hand here, always controlling that shoulder hand, because that's where the knife could be, and then taking it out and running. Do from the other side. More than likely right here, the knife is going to be out of his hands right now. You felt that, Peter? Yeah. Any more, and he'll be getting knocked out. And then from here, control the shoulder, and then take out the knee, wham! He's falling, you're running. Nice, simple technique. Practice it lefty, practice it righty, practice it slowly. Another one, as far when somebody's coming down, you could be blocking and taking them down like combination number 10, but you gotta be very careful you don't bring the knife back into yourself. You know, from here, maybe you want to break it from in here. So from here, the person that's coming down, you move out of the way, snap, and then you can just continue throwing them over. I'm working on the assumption that the knife would not be there after the snap, but I still treat it as it is there. You might get a little cut in this region on any of these techniques, but you won't be getting any major slash wounds or any major puncture wounds. So you could be doing all different types of techniques. You could be coming in, you could be blocking in here, and coming down here. Notice I keep it away from me. And then, all different techniques for in there. Thank you, Peter. When you're working on your club techniques, take the 1 or 2 ideas that I showed you here. I could have shown you 20 or 30. I'd like to get the one idea of bypassing and getting out of the way. There will be other techniques coming later. Take these, take other techniques you have, and merge them into your own moves. You'll never be required on a test from us to do a set knife, gun, club, or grab move. It'll always be spontaneous. Taking a little bit of one move we showed you, a little bit of your own, putting it together, a little move from one instructor, a little move from this tape, and putting it together. The technique has to work in the situation you're in that we place you at that time. So if your technique normally works, the guy's left foot's forward, and all of a sudden the guy's right foot's forward, then you got to adapt and move. You can't use the set technique. The principles of the set technique, yes, but not the set technique. Speed requirements and also the multiple striking with the boards. The speed requirement basically is going to be, you might just want to work at home, move around and go 1, 2, 3 very quickly. 1, 2, 3. Notice last tape we did it too, but now we're going to do the same thing with variety, the same exact thing, but really working your variety. Low, high, high. Low, boom, boom, boom. Well, I think that was 4. Just work around with it. So have Peter come on out. So from here, basically, I'm just going to be moving around a little bit, and Peter's going to pop it 3 times. And now we go, maybe go for like a minute, then he says go, and you just work around, you play around with it, you move around with it. Put it off to the side, and just get it good so that in 1 split second, boom, 1 flowing motion, bang, you do 3 quick strikes. Doesn't matter what the strikes are, work with the variety, get it going, free yourself. If you gotta say the numbers 1, 2, 3, then you do that. Later on you'll be doing 4, 5, 6, 7, we'll get that going. Peter, come on out. We've got an extra partner here today, but we'll attempt it this way. We're going to do a little break. The whole idea is multiple striking. Once Peter gets going, he's going to try not to set up too much and think about it. Just kind of pop, 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 using different limbs, different strikes, and go. I'm going to hold this board for you. You're going to break it. And then get to that board quick and break it. And I'm going to have another one. And you're going to do another one real quick too. If something goes wrong, you just go with it. Don't try to focus too much on these boards when you're doing your braking. Just, you know what you're doing because you've done braking now for a little bit before. Now, it's not to set it up so much. Just free it, go, you can do it. Okay. Okay, now notice, Peter had a little bit of a problem on that one there, but he did it once, he missed, did it again, and he did it again. There's no problem getting it. I was moving with him a little bit and doing different things. Thank you, Peter. You just get it going, getting it in. Notice the time when he did the punch on the one. The reason why I didn't break was a very good punch, but the energy stopped a little short, so then he got his energy going through. That's the whole thing with the boards. You get a little nervous, you get in front, it's not hard to do, kind of pull your strike a little bit. You're so used to pulling your strikes when you're working with people all the time. That's the whole idea, to get it so good so that you just, boom, go right through those. Kumite techniques. So there's spinning and jumping techniques. We'll put one together and we'll do some separate. The spinning before was those things we talked about in the beginning of the tape, coming high, coming low, faking this way, coming that way. We've handled those before. Let's get into a jumping technique. From here, I bring this foot up, he thinks this one's coming, wham, I come right in. Now when you do it slow, it doesn't look like much. When you come in, you can do it with a crescent kick. So you're here, you bring this up, he deals with this, he focuses on this, wham, I can come down with an axe too. That was a crescent, I can come down with the axe, boom, that way. From here I can bring this foot up like I'm going to do something, boom. Spinning and jumping, hopping, getting in there. Those are those techniques. You could also do jumping, boom, that way. You could do jumping, all different ways. But I really like to put the spinning and jumping together. It works out very well. And I like to practice this technique on a bag and also on a partner. Hit here. The whole idea of the jumping, even if I'm just fighting him here, and he's crowding me in the corner, and I just, or just jump up, jumping just is a distraction. He sees a lot of energy going on, catches him off guard. The spin catches him off guard. You put the two together, it works out quite well. So from here, Get him to focus on the thick of the eyes or the back fist. Turn, and come right around. Technique looks like this. So from here, we do a little stun motion, and I come around, he focuses on this, boom, and I come right in. Either way. From here, come this way a little bit, fighting him, and a lot of times I do this technique, I fake this way, he see how his head went that way, boom, come right across and right through it. There's so many different ways to do it. You can be doing them, just take those ideas and go right with them. I'd like you to also do, sometimes when you're doing your sparring, is work on takedowns. In fact, a good takedown drill is just go up to your partner, so we're going to skip sections here, and take him down, boom. And then he would get up and take me down. I get up quick, I come up, take him down. He gets up, takes me down. I get up, boom, I take him down. Going back and forth, working on takedowns. I like you to do it also with your equipment on too, so you can, if you do the takedown, you got your mouthpiece, you got your headgear on, and you're working it back and forth. All these things, the reactionary stuff, comes together. I know it sounded kind of interesting, I did that on purpose. The jumping, spinning techniques are very distance orientated, and then the takedown drill is very close. It's two different drills. So I put them back to back there for you. Another good drill to work on is an awareness drill where you're doing it from vulnerable positions, from standing and kneeling and sitting. From here, the guy comes at me, from a standing position. Maybe from a kneeling position, I'm tying my shoe, he comes at me, I take him down, put a lock up on. Maybe from here, I'm sitting, I was even gonna sit, I'm sitting this style like this. Or I'm sitting half like this, he comes in, boom, working my techniques in and out. If you do not, thank you, if you do not practice from the vulnerable positions of standing, kneeling, and all different things like that, it'll help you make that blend from freezing to reacting if you practice from all different distances. The sparring will help you, but sometimes put yourself actually in that bad position where you're sitting and your back is turned, you're looking at him, and work it all different ways. Now let's get started on some of the basic skills on the floor. Last rank we did it when you're on your back, this rank we're doing it on your stomach. How'd you end up there? Maybe your partner threw you down to the floor. Boom, you fell down. Remember the awareness drill before said to do techniques from sitting and kneeling. So maybe you want to get up, you want to do one of these moves to him, you want to do something like this to him maybe. These things did not work. Or you were sitting like this, he came in on you. These techniques did not work. Somehow, last rank he got on top of us on our front. Now this rank, even if you do your kneeling, even from this position like this, and you go right from here. See how I pushed down his knee and went? You didn't do any of that. So now, what happens is you're on your back, and he comes in, and he's on your back here, and you're on your stomach. When you're doing these techniques like this, the worst mistake that you can make is to let him get behind you like this because he can choke you. In fact, the common mistake a lot of people make, I talked about in the last tape, when they're getting beaten up this way, they freeze, they panic, and they turn to the back. They try to get up, and then he chokes me, and he's got me right in here, and he's got it, and he'll just do it. So number one rule, when you're down here, like this, and he's got me, is kind of turtle up, drop your chin, turtle up your shoulders, so he cannot sneak in underneath that. And if you want, you can just roll and turn a little bit, elbow once to the solar plexus, elbow second to the face. Here's good because his head gets tense and comes up a little bit, and you're right in here. Let's watch that again. So for some reason, if you find yourself, come over here, Hopefully you can hear me good here. I know the microphone is down on the floor. For some reason you find, maybe you fell down your head. You didn't do the front slap out good. And you don't want him to get to your back. You drop your chin, you bring your shoulders up. He's digging to try to get behind your neck, and he's working in there. Take it, roll, elbow, here. Work on whatever you want to work on from here. I'm doing a little lock up here, like this. Come by, axe kick, whatever you want to do. From here, let's watch it again. Come on this side over here. You're down like this, and he's getting on top of you, and you don't want him to get like this. You got to bring it in, and now sometimes, watch what I do with my left foot. This is my left foot right here. If I can get it, pushing it out, that works it easy. I push it out, make it easier. Right in here. Thank you, Peter. There are many different techniques that you can do from those positions. I wanted to just give you one, I really want you to work in that one. That'll get you out of a lot of jams. It's actually, the whole thing is the awareness of getting down on the floor and actually practicing. Your instructor will give you many, you'll go many more on your own. In fact, a little Kempo quote that's kind of famous is, deep within your own heart, mind, and soul lie the answers to many questions not yet even asked. In fact, speaking of questions, there'll be a written test coming up. There'll be 20 martial art definitions. What does the word sensei mean? What does the word sifu mean? What does the word dojo mean? What does the word Shaolin mean? What does the word gi mean? How many half-moon stances are in this? A lot of definitional stuff and names of that nature. So you can kind of listen when your instructor is speaking in class about different things. Ask questions. When he says, if he talks about Master Matosi, so he brings up, well, who is he? If he brings another person, who is he? Well, what does that mean? The yin and yang symbol, which is which? Ask these questions to him. Especially when during class, if he's doing a stretching routine and he's talking a little bit, ask those questions. We also like to invite you to read a book called American Law and the Trained Fighter by Carl Brown. Right now you might find it hard to get a copy of it. It's in between print, but at libraries they have it, and hopefully the new copy will be coming out soon. It's an excellent book that answers the legal questions about what you can and can't do, where your responsibilities are. And if you read the book, a lot of times students ask their instructors questions, and the instructor goes on for an hour talking. If you can get into the idea of reading this book, you and your instructor can actually have a conversation, and you can ask him questions, and when he gives you an answer, you can ask him some other little questions, or why do you feel that way, and different things like that. It's an excellent book. You should read it. Last rank, we worked on something called meditation with a mantra. You can be sitting here like this, or in here like this. Whichever way makes you more comfortable. If you like this, don't slouch, keep your back straight. Now I like to work on something called the flowing river concept. Basically what you're going to do, you can do all the breathing we've done at each belt rank, white, yellow, orange, purple, blue stripe, and get into this. So what you're going to be doing is, just like the water flowing through the streams behind us here, if some thought comes into your head, think about it for a second. Don't fight it out. Think about it for a second, and then let it go. So what you do is you're breathing in and out. Deep breaths, holding it, all the cleansing we talked about before, and just get into what you're doing. And if you start to think about something else, you know, your car payment, visa payment, your work schedule comes to mind, don't force it out of your mind like a flowing river. Just let the thought bang off, roll off, and just stream down right out of your consciousness. Eventually you have nothing else to think about, and if it does happen, you just think about it and let it go, and you just relax. And that's the flowing river concept, basic meditation. Just let your body unwind so there's nothing left else to think about. Practice well, work in these techniques. I enjoyed working with you. Hope to see you in the next tape and in future tournaments and testing.